So I have finally managed to grab myself a few Gale Force 9 sets of terrain. Now, some of you might know Gale Force 9 as that other company that also does official Dungeons & Dragons miniatures, in addition to WizKids. But they also do a lot of other stuff, most notably perhaps their Battlefield in a Box terrain sets. These are terrain sets that are pre-painted and ready to use. Just plop them out on the battlefield. A game store I went to here in Norway had 4 different sets of Battlefield in a Box desert terrain, so I figured that was a good place to start. Now this is my first time purchasing anything Gale Force 9 Battlefield in a Box, maybe even anything Gale Force 9 at all. But I have been looking at these online for at least a couple of years, wanting to buy them. So I figured this was a good time to do it. The prices for these are pretty nice, seemingly. I haven't opened up and seen what's inside, but based on what's on the box here, it seems like good prices. These are all roughly $25 each, and since I didn't have to pay import taxes or shipping for these are actually quite cheap from what I usually get. So let's open up this. This is the Forgotten City Fallen Colossus, and it is the first of 4 sets that we will be opening today and having a look at. On the back you can see there are supposed to be 2 sets of terrain. 1 painted Fallen Colossus and 1 painted Fallen Obelisk. So I'm gonna get rid of this box right now. And let's have a look at the Fallen Obelisk. There we are. Now these are resin pieces. It seems like almost ceramic, actually. It's nice and heavy, so it's gonna lay flat wherever you put it. I do notice that it looks a bit different than on the picture, because on the picture I thought it was just going to be the beige sand and the obelisk would have the exact same color, but it does have a slightly different color, which I am very happy about. Basically, it looks better painted than I expected it to from the box art. And now let's have a look at the painted Fallen Colossus. So here we are. This is a pretty cool piece of terrain. I do notice that the gold dry brush that's been done on this headpiece here has touched some of the surrounding area, but that is really not a big problem for me. And otherwise it looks really nicely painted. Also a very heavy piece. I'm gonna put this down here for now. Let's see, because we have 3 other boxes to go through. Next up is the Forgotten City Obelisk and Pillars. Now I can hear there's something loose in here, so I hope nothing's damaged. But basically this set should contain 5 pieces. 1 painted obelisk, 1 painted pillar base, and 3 painted pillars. So those pillars are definitely to go on top of the pillar base. Well, here is a loose pillar, at least, but it does seem to be in good shape. Another pillar. This has the top part, which I was taught in school what was named, but I can't remember. And here we have the obelisk. This one is very, very cool. So this is the still standing version of this fallen pillar or obelisk. So you could actually use these as sort of story pieces. This one gets knocked over, you replace it with this one, or maybe they come back to the same area and then that one's this one's fallen over next time they're there. So that's pretty cool. Very nice to have both. We got some pins for holding down the pillars onto the base. So 3 pins there. And here we have the pillar base. These are supposed to go on top like there, connected with these pins. And the final pillar. So essentially, you put these on top of here in any configuration you want with these pins, and I think I'll probably glue them on, but you might be able to do this without gluing as well. This could actually be nice to have multiples of, to be honest. And then arrange the pillars in different configurations. That would be cool. So a slight addendum on the box. On every picture you see this piece right here, which is not one of the ones I got. Instead of this large one, which is even larger than that, I got one that is only 2 blocks. It does say on the bottom here, contents may vary from those shown, and that is fine. But I would have liked them to perhaps show the different ones in different pictures, because I'm imagining now that these are probably the 3 largest ones, and then maybe a whole bunch of these boxes have the small one instead of the large one. Who knows? Or it could be completely randomized, and maybe there are more than these 4 different columns. Maybe there are 5, 6, 7, 8, who knows? If some of you have gotten different ones, please let me know in the comments below. I just wanted to point that out, so now you know there is apparently some randomization going on here. Alright, so let's put this off to the side. Third box. This is the Silent Sphinx. So this should come with 3 pieces. 1 painted silent Sphinx ruin and 2 painted fallen pillars. And from the looks of it, the 2 fallen pillars are different from each other, which is a nice touch, not just 2 of the same sculpt. So here is one of the fallen pillars. Looks really nice. You can see it has the same design as the standing pillar, so they can easily be used together. Here is the second fallen pillar. You can see the small difference between the 2. This piece is actually larger than I imagined it to be. Pretty cool, like undead Sphinx, similar to the large Colossus head here. But the head is lying half buried in the sand, fallen off from the actual sculpture. And there is a large piece of, or a large column that has toppled over it. Which is probably the reason for the broken off pieces. That is pretty cool. Okay, we have one final box. So this is the Forgotten City Riddling Sphinxes. So as you can see, this comes with 2 of these painted Riddling Sphinxes, and they have, again, different sculpts, which is very nice. So here we have the one that is leaning slightly and has a lot of the sand coming up on it. It is missing an ear, which it is meant to, so that's fine. Very nice. We're gonna put that there. And the final one, let's get it out of the bag. Here we are. This is the mostly untouched one. Looks very good. It's very nice. You can see there are hieroglyphs going around. I don't know if they're actual hieroglyphs, but they're meant to look like hieroglyphs at least. Just going around the base there, which is a nice little detail. Alright, so these are all the pieces of desert terrain that I got. These are, like I said, Gale Force 9. I will say that these are of higher quality than I actually expected them to be. I assumed there would be bubbles and just probably not as well made as they are, but they are super well made. So based on this, I'm gonna get a bunch more Gale Force 9 terrain, and especially since it's also very cheap. I mean, all of this terrain was roughly $100. That is a very acceptable price in my opinion. So I hope you enjoy this little video. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll see you in the next one.